Right now, Congress has just 5 days to avert a government shutdown. What could happen if lawmakers can't reach a deal?
Plus, a once-in-a-lifetime sighting in Wisconsin, pink spotted in Lake Michigan's blue. We'll tell you why.
Well, we are seeing some of the rain this morning. We've had some showers pass through the area, most of this to the east of Madison. A little bit of dry weather for now, but more rain in our forecast later today. More coming up.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. Thanks for waking up with us here on News 3 Now this morning. I'm Leah Lynchide.
I'm Shane Hogan. Chris Stanford has the day off today, and Leah's back after a nice 2-week vacation.
Yeah, do you guys recognize me?
Climbing the mountains of the Andes, right?
Yeah, I said earlier it was 9 hours away. I realized it was 9 hours from Florida.
Oh.
So it's probably a good, 15-ish hours down there. But
awesome.
Yeah, we had a great time in South America.
That's awesome. Hey, well, we're glad to have you back. Good to have you back at the desk. You didn't get some great weather here, though. Some rain this morning.
What's that about, Kel?
Well, yeah, we've got some rain, much needed rain. It is Monday, and Monday and rain, that kind of goes hand in hand. And we had some showers, even a couple of rumbles of thunder roll through. That band of rain that moved through Madison is now on to the east, east of Janesville, and now through Whitewater. We've seen some of the showers, Elkhorn, Jefferson, some rain. Up through Lake Mills, Portland, and Watertown. But you see all of this is east of the Madison Metro. And I think we've got several hours of some dry weather, but we are expecting some more rain to move on in. And a very slow-moving storm system has actually been hanging off to our west the last several days, and now it's finally moving toward Wisconsin, bringing us that chance of rain. So we can't rule out a shower, even a thunderstorm popping up just about at any time this morning. And these are going to come in bands. So some folks might get some heavy downpours, others not seeing much at all. It's just going to be one of those things where we're going to have to keep things on hand because we are looking at some spotty showers throughout the afternoon into the evening. I want to thank Donna for sending in this beautiful photo from Arena, some clouds out there along the bluffs there. Looking at our weather, some showers on and off right through Wednesday. It looks like some drier weather by Thursday, and then we really warm up, approaching 80 for the upcoming weekend. 63 in Madison, 64 in Janesville, while it's in the upper 50s to the west. First warn traffic. Right now we've got clean sailing across the roads here in Madison, but just watch out for some of the rain on the roadways, a little bit of wet roads this morning. That's your first warn traffic.
All right, thanks for the heads up, Kelly. Happening today, the district attorney and the lawyer for the man accused of physically and sexually assaulting a UW-Madison student will meet in court this afternoon to see how far along the case is. Prosecutors say 26-year-old Brandon Thompson allegedly committed, quote, one of the most horrific sexual assaults in recent memory in Dane County. Police arrested Thompson back on September 6th. He received a $1 million cash bond, which is an amount typically reserved for people accused of murder. He's set to be arraigned on September 29th. Legal documents show the survivor suffered a brain bleed, broken jaw, and strangulation, among other injuries. The RCC Sexual Violence Resource Center has set up a GoFundMe for the victim and her family as they're facing medical bills during this stressful time. The center's director, Dana Pelabon, says the student could be looking at a long-term recovery process. So far, that GoFundMe has raised more than $60,000 of the $100,000 goal. If you'd like to donate and help the survivor during her recovery, you can head over to channel3000.com.
Just an awful story with an incredible community response there. Staying in Madison, 3 teenagers recovering today after a shooting over the weekend. Late Friday night, police responded to calls of possible shooting injuries on Minders Road, that's on the city's east side. Police say they arrived to find a house party. They think somebody drove past and shot at attendees. They found one person injured at the party, another at a closed nearby business, and the third victim managed to get themselves to the hospital. None of the victims' injuries, thankfully, are life-threatening. Police are still investigating.
9 out of 10 child care centers surveyed in Wisconsin say they're weighing significant rate increases as the federally funded pandemic-era program Child Care Counts is set to end in January. Since the pandemic began, Child Care Counts has given around $600 million to thousands of centers here in Wisconsin. Now, centers are considering raising parent fees anywhere between 10 to 30% as they prepare for less funding. This comes as a new study from Forward Analytics shows sending a baby to a child care center for 1 year costs about $3,000 more than annual tuition at the University of Wisconsin-Madison. And taking to social media and citing this data, Governor Evers says, in part, this isn't sustainable. We must invest in making childcare more affordable and accessible statewide. On the other side, Republican lawmakers say they're against continuing the program because Wisconsinites would have to pay for it.
To Washington, D.C. now, breaking news from the White House. The Biden administration says it's going to use $1.4 billion to improve rail safety and boost capacity. The money will fund 70 projects across 35 states. Not clear if that includes Wisconsin. The projects include track upgrades, bridge repairs, and making routes less vulnerable to extreme weather. This comes after a handful of high-profile train derailments, like the one in Ohio in February that spilled hazardous chemicals and put residents' health at risk. Meanwhile, the federal government has 5 days to avoid a shutdown. If Congress can't make a deal to pass a federal spending bill by the end of the month, a partial shutdown will start October 1st. John Lawrence reports on how millions of Americans' jobs could be affected.
Congress has until Saturday to make a deal to keep the government funded, but members from both parties aren't feeling optimistic.
If we have a government shutdown, which I'm sad to say at this point looks likely, it will be because there are a couple dozen Republican members at least who want a government shutdown.
GOP Rep. Tim Burchett of Tennessee is among those holding his ground.
The American public knows what we're up to, and they're sick and tired of it. That's why folks like me, we're sticking to our guns, and all of a sudden we're the bad guys because we want to balance our budget.
Should the shutdown occur, nearly 4 million federal employees will be affected immediately, including the non-essential workers being furloughed until the shutdown is over. It would also have a snowball effect across the U.S., including the Bureau of Labor Statistics not releasing financial data, which would make it hard for the Federal Reserve and investors to figure out the economy. And the White House says travel will be affected as well by air traffic controllers and TSA workers not getting paid to work. While there are discussions about how to keep things running,
Let's pass a 30 to 60-day continuing resolution. Let's make sure it's not loaded up.
it appears to be an uphill battle.
You can't keep spending $7 trillion when you're only taking in $5 trillion. That just doesn't work.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
Meanwhile, leaders of the bipartisan House Problem Solvers Caucus say, quote, all options are on the table to force a vote on a plan to keep the government funded at least through January 11th.
In more local news now, today construction begins for Sun Prairie's Wetmore Park East shelter project. The new shelter will have an upgraded concessions area and will serve as a warming shelter for people using the ice rinks during the winter. Each end of the shelter overlooks the Tom and Rita Tubbs splash pad and playground and the ice rinks. There will also be an extended patio area for community events like concerts in the park, the Juneteenth celebration, and Pride Fest. The fire department will temporarily use the shelter for training purposes as well. The project should be open by Memorial Day of next year.
Okay, check this out. People in Port Washington, Wisconsin getting some surprise visitors after Hurricane Idalia sent some feathered friends to the community's beaches. Take a look. Residents flocked to the beach to catch a glimpse of these guys.
Come on.
Flamingos.
What are you doing here?
Hey, buddies. The birds are typically seen, of course, down south, but Idalia diverted them to Wisconsin. Word spread fast after the first sighting, sending dozens of people to the lake. Take a listen to some of their reactions.
You get the butterflies. Even I was just saying people before, like you can see the people that just showed up, how jittery they are at first when they show up.
Shocking. It was just shocking. And of all places, like, I had tears in my eyes today.
Yeah.
I really did, yeah.
Now there's a super fan for you.
Finally, a place to wear your flamingo hat.
Been looking for one.
Happy for her.
In total, people saw 5 flamingos on Lake Michigan's western shoreline. Here they are, 3 adults, those are the pink guys, and 2 juveniles. They're still a little gray. They're growing into their colors. An expert says this is the first time we have ever seen flamingos anywhere in the state.
I can't imagine what's going through their head as they're like, this is not Florida anymore.
Why is it so cold up here?
That's pretty cool, though.
Poor buds.
Yeah.
So wait, coming up, Jordan Love leads the Packers to a dramatic comeback. Andrew Banster breaks down the big game.
We're back after this.
I'm Megan Tim, Director Director of Community Health at SSM Health. You may know us as healthcare providers, but we live here too. And as good neighbors, we know our community thrives when we take care of each other. That's why SSM Health and News 3 Now are sharing the keys to health. Watch for our expert information and advice on air, online, and at fun local events. Join SSM Health and News 3 Now, and together we'll unlock a healthier community by taking time for kids.
When an appliance you rely on goes kaput, you can count on family-owned Brothers Maine, Southern Wisconsin's local appliance authority since 1938. With thousands of in-stock options, we have the brands you want at the lowest prices guaranteed. Even big box can't beat our prices. Our experienced team of appliance experts will help you make the right selection, and we deliver it fast and free to your home. What you need when you need it. Shop appliances you can bring home today at our Madison and Janesville showrooms. Feel like family. Brothers Maine.
Look, Mom, I found one. Oh, yeah, you did, but we need an ATM from our bank, unless you want to spend a small fortune in fees.
No, thank you. Banking with BMO means more fee-free ATMs than the two largest U.S. banks combined, including places like pharmacies and grocery stores.
Saving money and more convenient. Look at you being so helpful.
What'd you expect? You're studying at a help stop.
That's you.
That's me, at a desk.
When a bank helps you get and stay ahead, that's the BMO effect.
Cobeson Buses, now hiring.
I'm Dina Noland. I drive for Cobeson Buses. Working with Cobeson, it's definitely been great because of the flexibility. First day of school for my son, the fact that I get to bring him there and I can just park my bus right on the side and walk in. They don't mind that. They want you to be there for your family.
I've always enjoyed working with kids. The opportunity to transport them in a bus, I enjoy doing it.
Visit Cobeson.com to apply.
Monona Plumbing and Fire Protection, a name you can trust when service is a must.
Monona Plumbing and Fire Protection is here 24 hours a day.
7 days a week for all your residential and commercial plumbing services.
From installation, repairs, and maintenance to complete sewer and drain cleaning, we've got you covered.
Visit MononaPFP.com.
Monona Plumbing and Fire Protection, a name you can trust when service is a must.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning.
612, welcome back. A recent recall has shined a light on the dangers of a popular toy called water beads. A Consumer Reports investigation finds the beads have reportedly been the cause of thousands of emergency room visits, according to the Consumer Product Safety Commission, and they're even linked to several deaths. Marketed as safe and non-toxic sensory toys, water beads are all the rage. Just soak them in water and watch them grow into slippery, squishy balls of fun. But as Ashley Haugen found out, fun can quickly turn terrifying after her 13-month-old got a hold of her sister's water beads.
One morning, Kiplee woke up and she was vomiting.
Thinking Kiplee had the stomach flu and needed fluids, Ashley took her to the emergency room. Once there, the doctor told her they would need to perform surgery immediately.
The surgeon came out and he showed us a picture of what he had found in Kiplee's small intestine, and we recognized it immediately. We were shocked. It was water bead material.
Water bead accidents have been linked to an estimated 4,500 ER visits over a 4-year period, according to the Consumer Product Safety Commission. They can contribute to hearing loss, infections, bowel obstructions, blocked airways, and even death.
Out of the package, when water beads are dry, they're so small. And so they're very easy to spill and get lost in someone's house. I've talked to so many parents who bought them for their older children, but then somehow their younger children got them and either ate them or even breathed them in. And then once they're inside their bodies, those water beads can continue to expand in their intestines or even in their lungs.
Another problem, symptoms from ingesting a water bead can seem like an ordinary stomach bug.
Doctors can have a hard time diagnosing that a water bead is to blame because often they don't even show up on an x-ray.
The Toy Association, an industry group, told CR that consumers should take care to follow age recommendations on water bead packaging. Kipley is now 7, and Ashley is warning other parents about the dangers no matter the age of the child.
They should not sell water beads as toys. They should not market water beads as toys. They are not safe.
This is Shane Hogan. If you own the Chuckle and Roar Ultimate Water Beads Activity Kit, you can contact the company for a full refund and instructions on how to return it. And if you have any brand of water beads in your home, Consumer Reports recommends getting rid of them immediately.
6:14 now. Take a look at this. People in Duluth, Minnesota recovering from some heavy flooding over the weekend. Rain hit the area, just overflowing creeks and flooding yards, garages and roadways. Residents there aren't strangers to flooding. Back in 2012, some people saw 2 feet of water in their homes. You might remember a story about seals from the zoo being swept away from their enclosures. Now, this time wasn't as bad as that storm about a decade ago, but several roads in the area are damaged from those washouts.
Meanwhile, here in our state, we could use quite a bit of rain. Harvest season is starting up again, and the drought is impacting farmers' ability to grow their crops. A farmer in Edgar says his corn has been drying out extremely fast and that he's seen droughts before, but this year is different.
Dust is flying, ground is extremely dry. Us and the neighbors and anybody else who's planting is, we're praying for rain and hoping it rains to germinate seed and get some growth yet before winter comes.
Now, harvest season usually starts around this time, late September, ending in December.
Let's take a live look at the drought monitor for all of Wisconsin here. You should be getting some new data on Thursday. This is from last week. Upper Marathon County, that's where Edgar is, where that farmer was at, is experiencing a severe drought. It's the same intensity we're seeing here in Dane County. Sauk and Rock counties also experiencing extreme droughts. The worst, you can see on this map, that dark red is to the western part of the state. That's Vernon, Crawford, and Richland counties.
Now, Kelly, we got some rain overnight. We're expecting more early this week. Is that going to be enough to change things there?
Yeah, I don't really think so, unfortunately. Some folks will get a pretty good dose of rain, but other folks probably not as much. So it's going to be kind of hit or miss over the next few days. I think we'll all get some rain. It's just a matter of how much. This drought goes back to May. Remember in May, we didn't even pick up an inch of rain for the whole month of May. Right now, we are looking at some rain. The band of rain that moved through Madison earlier this morning is off to our east, now moving well east of Janesville. Whitewater seeing some of this rain kind of skirting east of Whitewater. Extends up into parts of Jefferson County. Now it's east of Fort Atkinson. Watertown seeing some of the rain into Dodge County, then up toward Beaver Dam as well. So that's one band of rain we've had move through. And this is what's going to be the situation over the next couple of days. We've got this very slow-moving storm. You saw that flooding in Duluth. They got under one of those heavy bands of rain. That's what we can expect. So we'll see some of these bands of rain, some folks getting really heavy amounts of rain, while others not seeing nearly as much. But this is going to be with us right through Wednesday, it looks like. Now, and as mentioned, some folks could get a pretty good dose of rain, maybe upwards of an inch, maybe 2 inches of rain, while other locations, especially as you get to the east, probably lesser amounts of rain. As we were showing that drought monitor, the exceptional drought there in western parts of the state, looks like at least they will have better chances of seeing more substantial rain. So hopefully we can get at least some beneficial rains out of that. All right, we are expecting the unsettled weather to continue right through Wednesday. It's not going to rain the entire period, but we'll get some heavier bands of rain moving through. This will continue right through Tuesday into Wednesday. Dry and warm weather later in the week, and we're talking about temperatures getting close to 80. Today we'll be in the lower 70s. Plenty of dry periods. I think we've got several hours of dry weather yet this morning before we will see some more showers and storms flare up later this morning, continuing into the afternoon. 59 in Mineral Point, 60 in Lone Rock, 61 in the Dells right now, 63 in Madison. Across Dane County, 62 in Sun Prairie and also Sauk City, 61 in Perry. Belleville right now at 63. So as mentioned, I think most of this morning now should be dry, but we'll probably see some more fire up, some showers and storms fire up a little bit later this morning into the noon hour. These will be scattered about. May actually see a little bit of sunshine, but if we get some sunshine, that provides some instability, allows for some lift in the atmosphere and fires up some of these showers and storms. The better chance of more widespread rain, it looks like tonight, will be to the west as the storm system gets a little bit closer. But right through tomorrow, we'll have the storm system affecting us, bring us more unsettled weather. Not everybody can see all the heavier rain, but those that do could get some pretty good dose of rain right through Wednesday. 73 today with a little bit better chance of more widespread rain, I think, tomorrow. That'll keep our temperatures in the upper 60s, near 70 on Wednesday. And then we dry out and warm up. Looks like a beautiful weekend headed our way. Upper 70s Friday, maybe close to 80 by Saturday and Sunday.
Kelly, you said that 80s are getting more common. I was surprised to see them in the forecast.
You know, I've been in Wisconsin now the last few years, and I was up in Eau Claire there for a while, but it always seemed like October we would get these beautiful days with temperatures approaching 80, and that's what we're looking at this weekend.
Sign us up. Kelly, thank you. And a reminder, though the weather certainly doesn't look like it, we are preparing for winter. We're partnering with Magic 98, the Boys and Girls Club of Dane County, to donate 5,000 kid-sized coats for kids here in Dane County. We're hoping we can step it up in the next few weeks. We have a long way to go to hit our goal of 5,000 coats. As of right now, we've collected right around 1,186 coats. So you can drop off your donations here at the station. You can also drop them off at any Clinky Cleaners location, or you can purchase a coat. We have an Amazon wish list over on channel3000.com.
The Green Bay Packers entered their home opener without 5 of their best players, add 78,000 screaming cheeseheads, and that is some kind of home debut for Jordan Love. I was there to find out, could he live up to the hype? The Packers haven't lost their home opener since 2012, but that was the pack of the past. This is Jordan Love's time, and his pack opened up north against the 2-0 Saints. New Orleans marched up the score, leading the Packers 17-0 heading to half. Green Bay's offense was anemic, but the fourth quarter woke it up. They'd get a field goal, and 4th and goal from the 1. Need this here. Love dances and finds the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. They'd get the 2-point conversion, and suddenly we've got a ball game. Saints lead at 17-11. Green Bay got the ball right back, but not much time, no problem. The Packers responded with a quick drive. Love snaps a 30-yard pass to Jaden Reed. Move those chains. A 2-minute and 27-second drive that would put them in position to take the lead. Love launches one and finds Romeo Doubs. Touchdown, Packers. Green Bay scores 18 unanswered points to take a fourth quarter lead. What an unbelievable comeback, but the Saints still had one more chance. From 46, it's no good. The Packers can kneel it out. Green Bay wins a thriller in Jordan Love's home opener. What a day in Green Bay.
The resiliency of that locker room was incredible. I have never seen anything like it. It's hard not to get too emotional about it, but I cannot tell you, I've never been a part of a win like this.
Last week, the Packers led by 12 heading into the fourth quarter and lost. This week, they did the unthinkable, rattling off 18 straight on the Saints to complete their largest fourth quarter comeback in franchise history. As Matt LaFleur said, it was like a nightmare that ended as a dream. At Lambeau Field, Andrew Banstra, News 3 Sports. And the Brewers on the road playing the Marlins. If they win, they lock up the NL Central. Bottom 3, the Fish leading 2-0, and Brian De La Cruz lofts one into center. The Marlins would score and make it a 4-0 Miami lead. And then in the 5th, Crew tried to pick up steam. Tyrone Taylor singles up the middle to make it 4-1 Marlins, but that's all the runs that the Brewers bats had in them. The Fish win at 6-1. The final, a Brewers win or a Cubs loss today secures the NL Central for Milwaukee. That's your morning sports fix. Have a winning week.
We will certainly try, Andrew. Thank you very much. We're back right after this.
The First Warn Weather Team takes you beyond the barometer, only on News 3 Now.
This week's Hy-Vee hot deals are fresh ground beef, just $2.98 for a 1-pound roll. Honeycrisp apples, just $1.88 a pound. And Hy-Vee tomato or chicken noodle soup, just 48 cents. Only at Hy-Vee.
America, it's a 24/7 kind of place. And that's where Ford Escape comes in, the ultimate getaway vehicle. With available driver assist technologies like pre-collision assist with automatic emergency braking, and Bliss with cross-traffic alert to help you get away from it all, even when you're right in the middle of it. You got this with Ford Escape. Choose FlexBuy on Escape with 2.9% APR financing for 66 months, plus $1,500 FlexBuy cash, only at your Wisconsin Ford dealer.
Stop whitening your smile the old-fashioned way with strips and trays that can take 30 minutes to an hour. I'm Jonathan Greenhut, the CEO of Power Swabs. When I met Dr. Ginniker and he introduced me to Power Swabs and I saw how effective they were and how easy they were to use, I knew we had to share it with the world. Power Swabs was clinically studied to whiten natural teeth as well as stain caps, crowns, and veneers. It's so effective, it works on stains caused by coffee, tea, red wine, and even smoking. For those of you who have that one stained tooth that's darker than the rest, Power Swabs can target that area using swab precision.
My favorite thing about the Power Swabs is that I was actually able to take the swab and really get through some of those areas that are kind of like untreated. I felt like I can immediately see the results, and I'm like, oh, I'm definitely starting to see the shades getting brighter and brighter, or whiter and whiter.
If you have yellowing between your teeth, if you have coffee or tea stains near your gum line, just snap, swab, and smile. And in each 5-minute application, you'll see whiter teeth. So stop whitening your smile the old-fashioned way with strips and trays and start using the Power Swabs 5-minute solution.
Well, they're whiter, they're brighter, and I feel better about my smile. And it was so easy to do.
One friend was like, your teeth look like really white. Did you do anything to it? And I was like, I did. I did Power Swabs.
Call for your 5-minute solution to whiter teeth. Order Power Swabs and receive up to 50% off the retail price. And as an added bonus, get a free Power Swabs Quick Stick pen with your order. The Quick Stick pen is your on-the-go solution to help prevent stains from adhering to your teeth after drinking coffee, tea, or even after smoking. And in addition to saving up to 50% off and your free Quick Stick pen, get free shipping by ordering now. Dial the number on your screen or visit powerswabs.com today.
This week's Hy-Vee hot deals are bone-in pork shoulder roast, just $1.68 a pound. Coke products or AHA, just $4.99 each when you buy 3. And Lunchables or P3, just $1.48, only at Hy-Vee.
Welcome back. I wanted to give you folks a peek of where I've been the past 2 weeks. So this is Patagonia in Chile, at the very bottom of South America, about 400 miles from the Antarctic. It was incredible. We hiked Patagonia for about 5 days down there. The weather never got above 39 degrees. We saw an avalanche. We had to use crampons, which are basically chains and spikes attached to the bottom of your shoes to hike up ice. An incredible experience.
And you're still with us.
And I'm alive.
And my first question was, how was the food?
Food was amazing. Yeah. They're known for their seafood. Had a great time. Couldn't recommend it more.
Beautiful. All right, we'll be right back after this, folks.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Dear Sharp Curves, Toyota has more all-wheel drive sedans than any other brand. We got traction, baby.
Get 3.99% APR for 48 months on many of Toyota's most popular models. Toyota. Let's go places.
Follow the fall colors to the Oakwood Fruit Farm just east of Richland Center. Fresh apple cider, homemade caramel apples, and our legendary apple cider donuts are delicious treats your whole family will love. Fill up on pumpkins, cheese, and of course, fresh apples. Over 20 varieties to choose from. Our family has kept this tradition going every fall since 1904 and want your family to be a part of it too. Come to the Oakwood Fruit Farm just east of scenic Richland Center. Visit oakwoodfruitfarm.com.
Exciting news. US Cellular has the amazing new iPhone 15 Pro with a stunning titanium design and the best iPhone camera yet. The thing that I love...
Beautiful. Now let's cue the music. Green screen and action.
US Cellular has the amazing new iPhone.
Come on, man. It's titanium.
US Cellular has the amazing new iPhone.
Cut. Love it.
That felt good.
New and current customers can get the titanium iPhone 15 Pro on us. US Cellular, built for us.
Bipolar 1, I got help to push back.
I got help to push back.
We got help to push back with Lybalvi.
Once daily prescription Lybalvi is proven to treat manic or mixed episodes of bipolar 1 in adults to help you push back. Elderly patients with dementia have an increased risk of death or stroke. Do not take Lybalvi if you are taking opioids or are in opioid withdrawal. The samidorphan in Lybalvi can cause severe opioid withdrawal that can lead to hospitalization or increased risk of life-threatening overdose. Get emergency help if you have trouble breathing, become very drowsy with slowed or shallow breathing, or feel faint, very dizzy, or confused, or if you have fever, stiff muscles, confusion, rash, swollen glands, or problems with your liver, kidneys, heart, or lungs. Other serious side effects may include high cholesterol, weight gain, potentially fatal high blood sugar, uncontrolled body movements, which may be permanent, dizziness upon standing or falls.
Are you ready to push back against bipolar 1? Ask your doctor if Lybalvi is right for you.
Follow the GPS.
Continue straight.
Are you certain?
Turn right.
Are you for imprint certain?
Arrived.
Enjoy the certainty of showing your appreciation with the right promotional products from forimprint.com.
For imprint, for certain.
Need life insurance? SelectQuote found Jacob, 40, a $500,000 policy for only $19 a month. And SelectQuote found his wife Wendy, a $500,000 policy for only $17 a month.
SelectQuote. We shop, you save.
Dear Sharp Curves, Toyota has more all-wheel drive sedans than any other brand. We got traction, baby.
Get 3.99% APR for 48 months on many of Toyota's most popular models. Toyota. Let's go places.
Right now, the second longest writer's strike in WGA history is nearly over. What steps are needed to get 11,000 members back to work?
Plus, while the writer's strike is nearing its end, the United Auto Workers strike is taking its effect here at home.
Yeah, and let's give you your first look outside this morning. Here in Madison, the sun's starting to come up. You could be waking up to some showers, too, this morning, Kelly.
Yeah, that rain now just to the east of Madison. Now it looks like we will see dry weather in Madison, at least for now, but more rain in our forecast. We'll talk more about it coming up.
Good Monday morning, everyone. Welcome to News 3 Now this morning. Hope your week is off to a nice start. I'm Shane Hogan.
And I'm Leah Lynchide. Chris has the morning off. I'm back from 2 weeks off in South America.
Welcome back, partner.
Yeah, glad to be back. It's funny because where I was, it's winter. It's like 30 degrees down in Chile. I come back and we have gorgeous
So you're supposed to do the opposite. You're supposed to go down there.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, I want to be on a beach. It's hot. I mean, but we're talking 80 degrees coming up this week, Kelly.
Crazy.
Yeah, maybe beach weather around here because, yeah, it's going to feel like summer this weekend. We are looking at some showers that have moved east of Madison now. You can see some of these showers. This band of rain that we had here in the Madison area is now toward Watertown. It's east of Janesville as well. Actually, east of Whitewater now. Elkhorn seeing some of this rain as you head up toward Jefferson. Watertown, just east of Lake Mills, Portland seeing some of this rain, even Sun Prairie quiet now. So we've got a couple of hours at least of seeing some dry weather here in Madison, but we do have more rain that'll be developing as we go through the later morning hours into the afternoon. We'll track that for you today. So dry weather this morning for a few hours, but more bands of showers and even some embedded thunderstorms expected to pop up just about at any time. And if you get underneath one of these showers, you could get a pretty good downpour, while other folks might see dry weather and maybe even a little bit of sunshine. But with some sunshine, that provides some instability, more storms popping up later this afternoon, right through the evening hours. I want to thanks Donna Hicks for sending in this photo from Arena. Some kind of cool clouds there. You can see some of that ground fog, which is very typical this time of the year. So on and off rain right through Wednesday. We are expecting some drier weather by Thursday. And as we were talking about, temperatures approaching 80 this upcoming weekend. Right now it's 63 at Madison, 64 in Janesville. The Dells at 62. So looking at generally dry weather the next few hours, but we can't rule out some of these showers and storms popping up again going into the afternoon. They'll be scattered about, but may produce some heavy downpours. More on how much rain we can expect coming up in 15 minutes.
All right, Kelly, thank you very much. To our top story, after nearly 5 months, the Writers Guild of America says it has a deal with major Hollywood studios to end the strike. In an email, the WGA announced the tentative agreement to its more than 11,000 members, calling it exceptional. The Guild says leverage generated by that strike is what finally brought the companies back to the table. Writers have been picketing since May 2nd. That makes this the second longest strike in union history. Many writers, though, have been hoping for it to end.
Would like to go back to work. I really do hope it's over.
Union members still need to ratify the contract for it to take effect. The deal comes just a day after studios announced their best and final offer. However, that actor strike is still ongoing.
That's right. In Milwaukee, United Auto Workers will head to the picket lines rather than work this morning. They joined 38 locations in 20 states across the country. The Workers' National president says that the strike is expanding and they would shut down the parts distribution centers for GM and Stellantis until the two companies can, quote, come to their senses and come to the table with a serious offer. It's the first time UAW has gone on strike with all three big automakers at once. And in a historic move by a sitting president, President Joe Biden will head to Michigan tomorrow to join union workers on the picket lines.
6:33, Packers fans might be waking up checking their pulse after a fourth quarter change in the tide against the New Orleans Saints. Jordan Love's home opener had the Pack trailing 17-0 in the fourth. Pretty ugly until this comeback. A field goal early in the fourth. Packers setting up at 4th and goal. Love runs it in for a touchdown there, paired with the 2-point conversion. That brings the score to 17-11. A completed pass here ties it up. An extra point helps the Pack take the lead. And then here's the nail-biting moment, okay? 1 minute to go. Saints kicker Blake Group took a chance on a 46-yard field goal. It was no good. Thank goodness. The Pack holds on to its second win of the year by the skin of its teeth. 18-17.
Dramatic win. 6:34, taking a live look this morning at Royal Lahaina Live Beach Cam, where things look like business as usual. But inland, it's a different story unfolding. Today, officials will begin lifting restrictions on entry to Lahaina, Hawaii, where deadly wildfires left 97 people dead and destroyed much of the community there. It was the deadliest wildfire in more than a century. Many residents say they have strong emotions about returning home after escaping the flames, where many of the residents resorted to jumping into the ocean to avoid those fires. Nonprofit groups are offering residents personal protective equipment as the ash could contain asbestos, lead, arsenic, and other toxins.
And another story of recovery in the U.S. Traffic is flowing once again in Sea Isle City, New Jersey, after Tropical Storm Ophelia brought knee-deep water to the area. Locals there say waters were higher than they'd ever seen. Officials are still assessing the extent of the damage across New Jersey as this storm loses strength on its way back to the Atlantic.
More local news this morning. His influence reached far and wide in the music world, both in Madison and globally, but most people probably don't even know his name. But one filmmaker hopes with a little help from his hometown, he can make sure this Madison music legend's influence is recognized across the world. Our Braden Ross reports.
You're probably familiar with this guy, legendary performer, funk pioneer, the king of soul, James Brown. But do you know this guy? If not, you will soon. That's if Trevor Banks has anything to say about it.
Clyde was, an icon.
Clyde Stubblefield was a funk and soul legend, best known for playing in James Brown's band at the height of his career.
He's been coined the funky drummer.
To this day, his impact is felt across the music world, but not many outside of it even know his name.
He created a rhythmic DNA that's become just vernacular in language, and unfortunately, he didn't get that credit in the time he was here.
Banks is working on a documentary called Give the Drummer Some, aiming to solidify Clyde's icon status.
I've been fortunate to talk to a lot of big names in the industry, from Questlove to Hank Shockley to Dennis Chambers, and the list goes on. George Clinton. It's surreal knowing that Clyde directly, Clyde is a direct reference for them in terms of their influences.
But his influence reached beyond just the stars.
Not only was he an icon on a global scene, he was a Madison icon as well.
After years on the road with James Brown, Clyde found his way to Madison, where he quickly became a huge part of the city's music scene.
He could have gone anywhere in the world after his time with Brown. He was part of the best band that everyone wanted to be in. And he was on multiple #1 hits, and he chose to come to Madison.
Madison was home for him. He was a great ambassador of music, maybe more so drums. Just a lovable person.
Clyde died in 2017 at the age of 73, but his legacy will live on, both in Madison and beyond, for decades to come. Banks will make sure of it.
The main goal for this film is to solidify his legacy and make sure that more of the masses know who Clyde Stubblefield is.
Reporting in Madison, Braden Ross, News 3 Minutes.
Banks held a fundraising event for the documentary at the Majestic yesterday. Give the Drummer Some. It's still in the works, but attendees at the event were lucky enough to get a sneak peek of the film. You can follow the film to its debut online at givethedrummersomefilm.com.
Hey, certainly a man who deserves more recognition,
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
for sure. And we want to take a second, give everybody a big thank you if you have donated to our Coats for Kids campaign so far. News 3 Now and our partners at Clinky Cleaners, the Boys and Girls Club of Dane County, and Magic 98, we're all teaming up to get to a goal of 5,000 coats donated to ensure every child in Dane County has a warm coat to wear this winter. As of right now, we've collected 1,186 coats. It's pretty good. But we got a ways to go here, folks. You can drop off your donations here at our station or at any Clinky Cleaners location. You can also use our Amazon wish list. That's over on channel3000.com.
All right, take a look at this. We have heard a lot about high-speed police chases the last few months, but how about a golf cart speed chase? Well, this happened in Los Angeles, where officers were in pursuit of a man who police say was wanted for assault with a deadly weapon. At some point, he took off in this golf cart, dodging multiple spike strips. With a dog in his lap, officers cornered the man roughly a half hour after the chase initially started.
You can see the miles per hour up in the right-hand corner. I think he topped out at 17.
Not fast enough.
6:39 now. Coming up after the break, a long-awaited vaccine could be here soon, one that could prevent a majority of infant hospitalizations.
And we had some rain overnight. We are tracking some showers and storms that will redevelop later this afternoon. Well, the first warm forecast coming up.
The fresh timer starts the minute a tomato gets picked. That's why at Pick and Save, we shorten the time from harvest to home. So no matter how you shop, you'll have more time to enjoy your fresh produce. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
It's easier to manage my chemo side effects since a Grace Supportive Care came to see me. They're taking the time to listen and talk about options for feeling better.
A Grace, caring every step of the way.
Announcing the winners of Madison Magazine's Best of Madison Readers Poll for 2023. Congratulations to Dave Jones for winning 4 gold Best of Madison awards in home and lifestyle, including Best Heating and Cooling. See all the winners on MadisonMagazine.com.
Ruggability. We straight made that word up. How else to describe the otherwise indescribable, rugged, capable, incredible versatility and affordability of a Honda SUV? Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com calls Honda the best value brand. Car and Driver calls Honda the winningest brand in 10 best history. But we like ruggability, and you'll like the incredifantabulous deals, so see your Wisconsin Heartland Honda dealer today. Honda gets Wisconsin.
We're all feeling emotional today.
Even the cake
is in tears. You did it! We did it! First Physicians Mutual helped me win my coverage in retirement. Now this makes me want to get down.
Physicians Mutual! At Physicians Mutual, we'll help you find the coverage you need so you can have the retirement you deserve!
Physicians Mutual, Physicians Mutual.
Stanley Steamer loves Madison, Wisconsin. I'm Paul Ashik, local owner of Stanley Steamer here in Madison. We've been proudly cleaning your homes and businesses for over 30 years and will continue to keep your carpet, upholstery, area rugs, hard floors, and air ducts clean for many more. We strive to provide the best quality in both the services we provide and the equipment we use. That's why you've trusted us to keep Madison and southwestern Wisconsin homes cleaner, healthier, and more beautiful place to live. Call and book a cleaning today.
Stanley Steamer gets your home cleaner.
At Pick and Save, everyone wins when it comes to savings because you get the same great prices, deals, and rewards on pickup or delivery as you do in store. So no matter how you shop, everyone saves big. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
When a local utilities customer was charged for past electric bills without using any electricity, he made a call for action.
You could not get away with this stuff in any other business.
News 3 Now gets to the bottom of these energy bill issues tonight at 10.
News 3 Now's Call for Action has settled hundreds of area consumer disputes. But we can't do it without our dedicated team of volunteers. Would you like to join us? Contact Call for Action by phone or visit channel3000.com to fill out an application.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning.
On the Health Watch this morning, a maternal vaccine for RSV could soon be available. A CDC advisory panel is recommending the agency allow a shot of Abrezvo late in a person's pregnancy. Studies show the Pfizer concoction provides babies with protection from the moment they're born. That's important because RSV hospitalizes more infants in the U.S. than any other disease. The panel's recommendations is not quite unanimous, with one advisor voting no.
Listen to this. A pig heart has been transplanted into a living human recipient for the second time ever. The groundbreaking surgery was done at the University of Maryland by the same transplant team that performed the first surgery last year. 58-year-old Lawrence Fawcett underwent surgery Wednesday. He's currently breathing on his own. His new heart is working well without any help. Fawcett had end-stage heart disease, so he was deemed ineligible for a traditional transplant with a human heart.
That is unbelievable.
Incredible.
All right, it's 6:43. Kelly Slifka is outside on the weather patio. A little rainy start to the day, Kelly.
Yeah, a little rain overnight, so it is damp out here this morning. Probably encounter some puddles on your way to work or school this morning. But right now we've got a break in Madison. The band of rain that we had earlier, and actually some rumbles of thunder, is now well on to the east. It's actually moved east of Rock County into Walworth County. East of Whitewater, Lake Geneva seeing some of that rain. Basically east of Fort Atkinson up through Watertown seeing some of the rain, and Beaver Dam getting a little bit of rain as well. Columbus seeing a couple of showers moving through as well. So looking at some rainfall now for this afternoon, it's going to be pretty spotty, but if you get underneath one of these showers, could talk about a tenth to maybe a quarter of an inch of rain. Now later today, tonight, we're going to watch a little bit more rain move in from the west. These are going to be bands of rain that are going to train over the same area. So some locations, some of these bands to the west into Grant, Crawford County, into Vernon County, could be talking about maybe an inch, inch and a half, 2 inches of rain. While you notice areas to the east of Madison not picking up nearly as much. In fact, just trace amounts, while in Madison, we're kind of right in between there, maybe upwards of a quarter of an inch of rain. This is going right through tomorrow. And I think tomorrow is going to be a little bit more widespread rain headed our way. So we got a few unsettled weather days, basically right through Tuesday into Wednesday. But later in the week, we're talking about some dry weather and maybe approaching 80 going into the upcoming weekend. Maybe enjoy some of the fall color as we continue to see more and more counties, especially in central Wisconsin, now that have 25 to 50% of the color out there. So we'll continue to see that ramp up as we go over the next several weeks. Here in southern Wisconsin, probably as we get into the later part of October. Right now, we do have some clouds around as the daylight is coming up. Temperatures in the lower 70s today, running above our average for this time of the year. Sun officially comes up here now at 6:48, so just a few more minutes before that officially rises. We are looking at quite a bit of rain here and there going into tonight, tomorrow. Those will be the best chances. Still into tomorrow night, but then it starts to taper off Wednesday, and then dry weather for the rest of the week going into the upcoming weekend. 64 in Janesville, 63 in Madison, 59 in Mineral Point, 58 in Platteville. Across Dane County, 62 in Wanakee, 62 in Sun Prairie. It is dry for now, and I think we do have a couple more hours of some dry weather. But as we go through the late morning hours, can't rule out some of these bands of showers popping up, maybe a rumble of thunder. Some folks may see a little bit of sunshine here and there. That'll boost the temperatures into the lower 70s. But with that sunshine, that provides a little bit of heating, that lift you need to produce some of these showers and maybe even embedded thunderstorms going into the evening hours. A little bit more widespread activity moving in from the west as we go through tonight. And that's where the better chances of rain will be, at least more widespread rains there in Grant County, Crawford and Vernon County, maybe into Richland County and Iowa County. Could see some of these heavier storms as well. But we'll continue with this unsettled weather right through Tuesday, so count on some wet weather going into the next several days. First warm forecast 73 today with that chance of showers and storms again going into the afternoon. A little bit more widespread activity tomorrow, so that'll hold our temperatures in the upper 60s, near 70 on Wednesday, and then we're right back into some summer-like temperatures as we round out the month of September, approaching 80 both Saturday and Sunday.
Kelly, you think the rain from this night, overnight and this week is going to help with those drought conditions?
Yeah, I think it's going to be spotty. Some folks will see beneficial rains, maybe an inch or two, while you go maybe 20, 30 miles down the road, and maybe only a quarter of an inch of rain. So it just depends on where this band of rain sets up.
All right, sounds good. Kelly, thank you. 6:47, President Joe Biden will welcome leaders of Pacific Island nations to the White House today. This meeting is part of the U.S. Pacific Island Forum Summit. It's expected to highlight the U.S. opening diplomatic relations with two new Pacific Island nations, the Cook Islands and Inouye. One administration official says the goal is to create robust relationships with Pacific Island nations rather than only counter China's influence in that region.
Here's some developing news from outer space. After a 7-year journey, a capsule carrying NASA's first asteroid samples landing in the Utah desert. They're now being examined. In a flyby of Earth, the OSIRIS-REx spacecraft released the capsule containing these fragments from 63,000 miles away. The landing wraps up a 4 billion-mile voyage to bring the sample from an asteroid called Bennu back home. Scientists now have the task of observing the sample. Some researchers say they could contain blueprints to life in outer space.
Unbelievable. And for the first time in more than 3 years, federal student loan payments are coming up. However, for the next 12 months, though, borrowers will be able to skip payments without facing the consequences of defaulting on their loans. This on-ramp period is what they're calling it, will last until September 30th of next year. During that time, a borrower won't be reported as being in default to national credit agencies, something that, of course, can damage a person's credit score. However, borrowers aren't completely off the hook. Interest will still accrue over that time.
Thousands of people going to be impacted by that.
Absolutely.
Okay, it is just about 6:49 on your Monday. Coming up in the morning sprint, a government shutdown is nearing. The infighting that could affect air travel and millions of federal employees.
But first, if you have a little kid turning 3 soon, let us know so we can share their picture here on TV. We're back right after this.
Sponsored by Three Bears Resort, Indoor Water Park and Conference Center in Warrens, Wisconsin.
My name is Kyla Engelke. I'm a cement mason by trade. All the road builders are insanely busy right now. If someone comes in wanting or needing a job, we've got them. The infrastructure law that Joe Biden got passed is putting people back to work. Look at all of the bridges, look at all of the roadways, look at all of the people that are working. All of that's pretty awesome. To have a president like Joe Biden that's fighting for good jobs, it's huge.
I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
Announcing the winners of Madison Magazine's Best of Madison Readers Poll for 2023. Congratulations to Roth Cheese for winning bronze for Best Cheese Producer. Roth Cheese, always good. See all the winners on MadisonMagazine.com.
Who's always behind the scenes helping make safe, regulated childcare possible in Wisconsin? DCF. We're your trusted source in support of quality childcare. Learn more at qualitychildcare.wi.gov.
This right here is confidence in a bottle.
Not only does it change you on the outside, but something in the inside, knowing that you're looking better.
It makes me feel so much more confident than I've ever felt in my life.
They are some of the hottest videos on social media. Those videos claiming to instantly get rid of bags under your eyes. Well, today we're going to see one for ourselves and let you be the judge. It's called Plexiderm, and lifestyle expert Annette Figueroa is here to tell us why she says this one is for real.
This one is for real, and I'm so excited. We even have a video, and you'll notice the model has bags underneath his eyes and some sagging, and all he uses is a small amount on a clean, dry face, and that's how easy it is.
All right, what's the active ingredient?
Okay, so it's silicates that are minerals found in shale rock, and what it does is it tightens and lifts the appearance of bags underneath your eyes, and as little as 10 minutes, no prescriptions, and very little effort. Even watching the video, this is a real, it's a model, but it's a real guy with real bags underneath his eyes.
My real true opinion is holy words I can't say on camera. This is absolutely unbelievable. I mean, I could feel it just lifting my skin. It was amazing. It feels good. Feels great. Looks even better.
And I did this to my father. We were at home. So we applied it to his under eye bags. And let me tell you, we were so excited. In under 10 minutes, they visibly disappeared from view. And now it is literally part of both of our daily routines. He calls me every single month saying, "Hey, Annette, I'm out of Plexiderm, please send me more." And not only does it work on the bags, it works on the appearance of crow's feet, fine lines, and wrinkles. The way you want to do it is you want to have a clean, dry face. You use a small amount because it's so powerful. You have high school reunions, you have events you want to go to, you want to look years younger, this is it.
At our $14.95 price, it's the best way to try Plexiderm and see it work for yourself after your first application. Your solution is at plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
March into deer season at Sloan Implement.
6:52, time for the morning sprint.
After nearly 5 months, the Writers Guild of America says it has a deal with major Hollywood studios to end the strike. In an email, the WGA announced a tentative agreement to its more than 11,000 members, calling that agreement exceptional. Writers have been picketing since May 2nd. That makes this the second longest strike in union history. Members do still have to ratify the contract to end the strike.
9 in 10 Wisconsin child care facilities are considering raising their parent fees. This as the federally funded pandemic-era Child Care Counts program comes to an end. That program gave out about $600 million to thousands of centers around Wisconsin since the beginning of the pandemic.
Congress has 5 days to avert a government shutdown. The House has to pass a deal, but is struggling. This because Republicans continue to fight amongst themselves over spending. Around 4 million federal employees will be immediately affected. Many will be furloughed until the shutdown ends. Travel will also be affected if you have a trip on the books. This is because air traffic controllers and TSA workers won't get paid.
Today, prosecutors and the lawyer of the man accused of sexually and physically assaulting a UW-Madison student will meet in court to see how far along the case is. Prosecutors say 26-year-old Brandon Thompson carried out, quote, one of the most horrific sexual assaults in recent memory in Dane County. Thompson received a $1 million bond, an amount typically reserved for homicide suspects.
In Milwaukee, United Auto Workers will head to the picket lines rather than work this morning. They joined 38 locations in 20 states. This is the first time UAW has gone on strike with all 3 big automakers at once. And in a historic move, President Biden will head to Michigan tomorrow to join union workers on those picket lines.
Packer fans are waking up, taking a deep breath this morning after a big comeback and win late in the 4th quarter yesterday. It was the home opener for Jordan Love and the Pack, and things were looking bleak for the majority of this game. The Saints were up 17-0 in the 4th. But Love and the Packers came storming back, scoring a touchdown with under 3 minutes to go to take the lead. The Saints had a chance to take the lead right back with a late field goal, but was pushed right. The Pack hang on to win their 2nd game of the year.
Milwaukee police are investigating what they're calling an active shooting incident at a high school football game. It happened during a homecoming game at Milwaukee Lutheran. Thankfully, police say nobody was hurt. You can see the game here. Students scattering after gunshots were heard. Officers were already at this game when a fight broke out. No suspects are in custody at this point.
Police are investigating after a shooting over the weekend left 3 teenagers hurt on Madison's east side. None of them have life-threatening injuries. Police believe someone drove by and shot into a party. Officers arrived at that house party on Minders Road late Friday night after reports of the shooting. They found 1 victim at the party and another at a nearby business. The 3rd managed to get himself to a local hospital.
3 deputies are injured after sheriff's officials disposed of dynamite in Beloit. Deputies from the Winnebago County Sheriff's Department in Illinois had responded to an incident in Newark after somebody reportedly found dynamite there in a trailer. Officials say 3 deputies got hurt trying to get rid of that explosive back in Beloit. They had to go to the hospital for treatment. An investigation is ongoing.
5 minutes away from 7 o'clock, the band of rain that moved through the Madison area overnight is now shifted well onto the east from Whitewater, Watertown up through Beaver Dam. But we can't rule out more showers and storms. We'll have plenty of dry periods, but we're watching the storm system off to the west, rotating bands moving on in here and there. They're going to be pretty spotty today. A little bit of sunshine should boost our temperatures in the low 70s. Better chance of more rain spreading into the western areas a little bit later on this evening. So we'll have that chance of showers and storms today. Highs in the lower 70s this afternoon. Looking at 68 tomorrow, a little bit better chance of more widespread rain, more beneficial rain expected into Wednesday. Then we dry out and really warming up, maybe getting close to 80 for the upcoming weekend.
All right, Kelly, thank you.
Thanks for joining us this morning, folks. We'll be right back here tomorrow morning with all your local news and weather.